All right, boys. I've been filming content now for about 2 months, something around that span, and I've recently started doing more daily uploads. I've been batching content together, filming things on the same day. This is like my sixth, seventh video, something like that. I've lost track at this point, and yeah, I've been sharing lessons that I've learned over life, and they've been a bit random. They've been a bit all over the place, and I will gain some form of cohesion along the way as I get better at filming content. Obviously, it's just a time thing. The more I keep doing it, the better I get. But I wanted to do something different today. I wanted to share two books that I'm currently reading that I think are having a positive impact in my life. And I feel like if I share it with you, you might also have a positive impact on yours. So the first book that I'm having a look at is The 4 Hour Work Week. I've heard about this for so long, for years. Like I've heard about this book like maybe 3 years ago for the very first time, but I think I resorted to just watching like a YouTube video that summarized the book at one point, which is kind of useless because the whole point of the book is that you read it and you learn from it and you actually implement it into your own life. So I've been reading it pretty frequently lately, and it's definitely a change because some of the things you read in the book might sound unreal to you with how idealistic they are. For instance, the author starts talking about different lives that he's lived. For instance, he's been a part of sales. He's been a person that's traveled to Thailand and won a Muay Thai fight on pretty short notice. He's someone that goes cycling through the mountains. He's someone that goes skiing in the Swiss Alps, and it's all possible because he started a business that's allowing him to have everything automated and to only invest somewhere around 4 hours a week to keep the business running, which then frees up a whole lot of time, which he will then use to live his own life. I think that's such a unique concept, and the fact that this book was written like 20 years ago is so fascinating because it's so ahead of the curve. I don't think people 20 years ago were even thinking about this because back then it was just your work is your identity. There is no life that you're living. You're either working or you're just unemployed. So this book was quite a drastic change. Maybe I'm late to it, but it's been pretty interesting to read. I'm installing a bunch of new beliefs off of this book. I'm reading through stories of multiple people who took the jump and started businesses that allowed them to, go out there, live life, actually have money that is automated, actually have businesses that they can run without them having to sacrifice so much of their own time and life. Right now, at 20 years old, this is speaking to me quite a bit. I'm not saying that this is the life that I want to live forever. Perhaps not. But I've started thinking more short term than I have been thinking long term lately because my beliefs and values and opinions are so malleable right now that I'm just planning for like a short period ahead. And right now at 20, this is where I'm standing. And I think by 22, 23, I'd like to build a business that allows me to do all of these things, to go out there, to travel and to experience, because I haven't done very much of that in my life. I've realized that it's been of a gaping hole. And I want to build more experiences, have more memories, have more stories, because at the end of the day, when we die, we only take away our stories and experiences with us, nothing more than that. And I've recognized certain things like the trap of the rat race and how the amount of time you work does not equal to the amount of money you earn. They're not really related. So earning like hourly rates per se they're pretty nonsensical in my opinion because it's more about quality of work, not quantity of work. So I've been reading this quite a bit. It's changed my opinions quite a bit. It's also reaffirmed a lot of my own thoughts and processes that I've come across from my own life. So it's been a pretty interesting read so far, and I think you should definitely take a look. Um, I've also been reading The Way of the Superior Man lately. It's a pretty interesting book. It talks about, well, what it's like to become the superior man, what it's like to become a better version of the man that you are right now. And I think I think almost every guy that's been down the rabbit hole of like self-improvement or self-mastery would have gone through these books. But it's pretty interesting to read these and then put a lens on how you can apply these into your own lives, which is what I've been doing lately. So, for instance, there's a bunch of lessons in here for, for instance, like live as if your father were dead is one of the names of the chapter. That essentially means that do things that you feel like doing, do not just conform to the likes and needs and necessities of of your father and the dreams that they have for you, because at the end of the day it's you that's living your life. I think it's a very important lesson to learn, because as much respect and as much love as you can show your father, show your parent, it's also very important to become capable to live a life that you want to live and do things your way so that you don't build up resentment against your father. Not necessarily against your father, it's almost your parents, your responsibilities per se. But yeah, there's a bunch of notes in here about purpose, about discovering things that you want to do right now, about unfolding purpose through its many layers, um, going through certain seasons and phases of life where you're focused on enhancing one particular thing while keeping the rest of the things static. That's one of the concepts that I've read off of this book, I believe, and it's been pretty useful so far. It's taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me quite a bit about women as well. It's it's taught me about the importance of polarity. It's taught me about the psychology of how women think and how you should respond as a man, which is pretty interesting to read. I think every man should go through that. And yeah, like some parts of this book become pretty polarizing, become pretty distinct. But for the most part, as far as what I've read, I've genuinely loved this book, and I felt like it's made quite a bit of difference in me. So I would definitely recommend that you read The Way of the Superior Man, especially if you are currently somewhere around 20 to 30 years old. I think it's very important that you go through this. And finally, the last book that I'm taking a look at is The Millionaire Fastlane. I am yet to read this, but I'm very excited to jump onto it. I've been so engrossed and enthralled by the 4 Hour Work Week that I've just been very focused on it. I've been trying to dial it down in my own life, because a lot of the things in that book have been so reflective of the current season and the current phase of life that I'm in. But this sounded like a very interesting book, so I managed to purchase it. And yeah, it's kind of resemblant along the idea of quality over quantity and how you can automate things within your own life, I believe. So yeah, and and it also talks about the idea that I've been preaching, which is not sacrifice your time and your youth and your age in order to be able to earn money that you will never end up spending. I really resonate with that idea, and I think this book encapsulates that very well. I'm yet to read it, I'll be honest with you, but once I do finish reading it, I think I'll definitely make like a video on it to talk to you guys about the lessons that I've learned. But yeah, so far it's these three books that I'm having a look at. It's The 4 Hour Work Week, The Millionaire Fastlane, and The Way of the Superior Man. I think this is a pretty like good foundation to start off in. I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not much of a reader. I wasn't a reader of nonfiction books, especially before. But I've started getting into it. Before, I used to listen to like these audiobooks and summaries that I would watch on YouTube. But it's very interesting to have the books in front of me, use them like workbooks, and make notes and like contextualize it within my own life. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and I hope that was interesting. I hope that was something that could be of use to you. And yeah, I'm excited to keep going on this YouTube journey, show you more and more of an insight into my own life instead of simply just sitting there like a like a talking face and just telling you everything that I'm learning. Um, I don't want this to be like I'm like a professor or like a mentor teaching you stuff. I want it to be more of like a big brother, younger brother sort of vibe. I want to take you through my life. I want to show you my experiences. I want to be more honest with you. I want to be more authentic and raw with you. So hope you enjoyed that. If you like that, if you like this video, if you like this format, I'll start making more of these. That's it for me. Take care.